everybody, welcome back to Animated PowerPoint Math Video at AOL.com for PowerPoints and videos. Let's get right to our lesson here, 11.1 stem and leaf plots and histograms. Big lesson here, 36 classwork points with 10 points for note-taking. Here's your standard represent data with plots in the real number line, dot plots, histograms, and box plots. So this is our foray in here into statistical visualization of statistics. And then here is your bell work, students, starting in on that. Write your fraction as a percent. Classwork sheet here, this is on your classwork sheet. You found median of a data set. You'll make stem and leaf plot and histograms. And then we start out here with a track issue here with different kinds of jumps here. 11 jumps from the final round of women's long jump in centimeters. So a stem and leaf plot is a data display that organizes data based on their digits. Each data value is separated to a stem and leading digits and a leaf, the last digit. How can you display the data to show the distribution of distances? That's a good question. So now let's define stem and leaf. You got that on your prior slide. And a histogram, we haven't quite got that yet, but hang on for that. This lesson will cover that. Okay, making a stem and leaf. You can use a stem and leaf plot displayed the distances listed above. So here's our distances here. The least data value is 644 and the grade is 702. Let the stems be the hundreds and tens digits of the data values from 64 to 70. Let the leaves be the ones digits. So how will we represent that here in stem and leaf? Write the stems first, then record each distance by writing this ones digit on the same line as its corresponding stem. Make an ordered plot, give it a key and a title. So this is what we're going to do with this data set here of long jump distances or karate jump distances. This goes into your notebook. This is a notebook entry here that I'll look for. Here is the unordered plot. So this is our distances here. And then here's an ordered plot because we changed this around here. The way the data was introduced, it was 669. But now over here, the 2 will precede the 9 because this is an ordered plot here. 670, 673, 676, 684, 686, 688, 690, 701, 702, 644 up here. So these are your stems here. This is what we start from. And then the important part is the ones here. The leaves are your ones. These are the leaves. So it's kind of like a plant, you know what I'm saying? Here's your leaves here. In ordered stem and leaf, list the leaves from each stem in order from least to greatest. So here's your ordered here. From least to greatest, least to greatest, least to greatest, least to greatest, least to greatest. So here's an unordered plot, an ordered plot. Here's your key. Now you got to produce a key for each stem and leaf that you produce. 644. So this is your dividing line here between your hundreds, your tens, then these are your ones here. This equates to 644 centimeters. Then the same thing over here. We're using the same key for the ordered plot as the unordered plot. You have to produce a key so the observer knows what's going on. A stem and leaf plot's key tells what the numbers, the stems, and leaves represent. Okay. Here's your key. Make an ordered stem and leaf plot of the data. So here's our key here. Here's your line here for your stem. Your stem's on this side. Your leaves are over here. Then make an ordered stem and leaf plot of this data. So how would we do that? Well, okay. See how we would do that. Here is your stem and leaf for this data set here. Here's your key. This is your 10s, this is your 1s. So we have 10 plus 1 is 11. So we're starting from our least here. 11, 12, and 16, and 20s. There's no 20. We have 33, we have two 33s. Then we have a 35, then 42, 44, 47, 50, 53, 60, 67, 72, 77, 79. There's no 80 here. Then 91 and 98. And we're adhering to this key here. Do the same down here, students, for this data set here. Copy this up here. Use this as your model to do your independent practice. Class worksheet, data distributions. Stem and leaf shows how data are distributed. Most of the data are above or below the mean. So, for example, you can see if data values are grouped together or tell whether most of the data are above or below the mean. So it's a visual representation of data. You can tell where the data is concentrated on the stem and leaf. So interpreting the stem and leaf sneakers. So we have a, what can you conclude about the price of sneakers? So this is your key here, $30. This is 10s, this is 1s here, 10s and 1s. We have store A, store B. Store A has a median price of $49, so you have equal number above this price as below this price. And then for store B, here's your median value here is $43. So store A and store B has more sneakers priced under $50. Where's our 50 here? 50 is for store B would be 45, would be this row here. And then for store A, it would be here. We have 10 sneakers here, and over here we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 sneakers priced under $50 here. More than half the sneakers at store B have prices in the $30 to $39 range. And $40 to $49 interval. $40 to $49 be here. So store B has more bargains underneath $50 for sure. And then the $30 to $39 range, and then the $40 and $49 range. So this it's more of a bargain store. The sneaker prices at store A are more evenly distributed over all the intervals. All the leaves here are pretty much equal to each other. Whereas here we have a long list here of sneakers at the $40 range, which is what they seem to like focus on. So that's what a stem and leaf will let you do. It'll let you visualize a data set. Make an ordered stem and leaf plot of this data here. Now we have decimals here. Then down here for students, for you, you have a range here in the 300 range. So here's your stem and leaf here for your decimals. Then here's our homework for stem and leaf. And you want to make a stem and leaf plot, the data values, what numbers would you use as stems for this one here. And then we have a table here to fill out. High magnitude earthquakes per year. Make a frequency table of the data. Use your frequency table to make a histogram. Into which interval here. So we have frequency tables here too. And I think this is covered in part 2 of this lesson. The stem and leaf plots. Are not covered in this homework. So it's all frequency tables here. And you cover that in part 2, so hang on for that. Hang on to this homework, because that will be covered in your part 2 of this lesson. To get part 2 of this lesson, contact me here. And I'll set you up with either an animated PowerPoint or a video of this part of pre-algebra.